Stop scrolling because what just hit the internet isn't tea. It's boiling motor oil, baby. TashaK has done it again. And this time she didn't just spill the tea, she dumped the whole kettle straight onto YandySmith and KirkFrost's reality TV empire now. I know what you're thinking. What could possibly shake the Love and Hip Hop universe more than Kirk's midlife plot twists or Yandy's perfectly timed moral speeches? Oh, buckle up. Because, according to the online streets, the same ones that spotted Beyoncé's baby bump before the ultrasound, this new bombshell might make Rasheeda forgets she owns a boutique. We're talking secret recordings, missing money, and one backstage meltdown so dramatic that production allegedly stopped rolling just to grab popcorn. Did TashaK uncover the scandal of the decade, or is this just another masterclass in viral chaos? Either way, keep that volume up because the receipts about to hit your screen could make even Mona Scott clutch her pearls. Everything began long before the cameras caught the first scream, or the internet discovered the leaks. It started in silence, in the kind of quiet that hums just before a storm. People in production circles had been whispering that something wasn't adding up between YandySmith, KirkFrost, and Rasheeda. On screen, they were the polished faces of success, all filtered smiles and business talk. But off-screen, the air had begun to sour. Yandy, known for her carefully crafted image of loyalty and activism, had been moving differently, her meetings more private, her phone more protected. Kirk, still nursing the bruises of his own history, had quietly been trying to launch new ventures, and Rasheeda, ever the boutique queen, was balancing the fragile act of saving her marriage and her brand at the same time. The tension brewed in small moments: half-hard phone calls, cryptic text messages, receipts that didn't match the numbers on the spreadsheets. People who'd worked with them said you could feel it even at events. The way Yandy and Rasheeda's hugs had grown shorter, the way Kirk avoided eye contact when someone mentioned deals. Then came the whispers about missing promotional funds, a phrase that travels through the entertainment world faster than a rumor about infidelity. According to anonymous messages that appeared one night in a fan forum, a small amount of money from a sponsorship deal had been redirected into what was labeled a private image campaign. No one could prove it, but people love patterns. And soon screenshots appeared showing names, partial addresses, and emails that seemed to connect to someone in Yandy's circle. The timing was too perfect, almost cinematic. Which is why when TashaK posted that cryptic tweet saying, "Tomorrow I drop receipts the whole industry tried to bury," everyone knew who she meant before she even named names. By the next morning, her video was everywhere, and the comments section turned into a digital battlefield. Fans took sides, gossip blogs lit up, and even celebrities who had nothing to do with the situation started posting cryptic quotes about betrayal. Rasheeda saw it during filming, and according to people on set, her expression changed from confusion to fury in a single breath. She walked off camera, phone in hand, and asked someone from production if they knew anything about it. They didn't answer, which told her everything. She returned to set, voice shaking but steady enough to echo through the room, and confronted Yandy directly. Witnesses say Yandy didn't flinch, didn't raise her voice, didn't even blink. She simply said, "You sure you want to do this here?" That single question turned the air to glass. Kirk stood between them, unsure whether to defend his wife or keep the peace, but it was already too late. The words had been spoken, the tension was real, and everyone in that studio knew something irreversible had begun. The atmosphere after that confrontation was heavy enough to crush sound itself, and everyone in the building seemed to move slower, as if afraid to disturb whatever invisible fuse had just been. Lit cameras were turned off, but every phone was secretly recording because people could sense that what was happening would travel far beyond the set. Rasheeda left the studio and locked herself in a dressing room while Yandy quietly made a call that lasted less than a minute. Within hours, anonymous pages began posting what they claimed were fragments of emails and voice notes, half redacted and time-stamped. One message allegedly contained Kirk's name attached to an unregistered business account. Another mentioned a consulting fee that no one remembered approving. The post spread through gossip blogs like wildfire, and fans dissected every screenshot as if decoding secret government files. Someone claimed to have an inside source at the production office who confirmed that Yandy and Kirk had been meeting privately to discuss image control strategies. Whether true or not, it sounded juicy enough to stick. And by evening, the storyline had a life of its own. TashaK went live again, teasing that she had more proof and that what she had shown was only a taste of the chaos to come. She spoke with the calm of someone holding all the cards, hinting that what she had could end a career or maybe even two. The internet turned her broadcast into a full-scale event. Thousands of viewers commenting in real time, theories multiplying by the second. People started connecting dots that didn't even exist, pulling up old reunion clips, analyzing body language and turning minor glances into major evidence. The funniest part was how everyone suddenly became an expert in contract law, debating whether a leaked invoice counted as a legal document or a fake. Meanwhile, Rasheeda's boutique page was being flooded with comments, demanding answers. Orders were canceled, reviews dropped to 1 star, and within a day, hashtags calling her out began trending. Some fans called her a victim, others called her complicit, and both sides refused to back down. According to someone close to the production crew, Rasheeda called Mona herself that night, insisting they edit out certain scenes that might make her look foolish. But it was already out of her hands. The story had left the building, jumped through a dozen YouTube channels, and was now being dissected on podcasts that had never even mentioned her name before. Yandy, on the other hand, went quiet, posting nothing, saying nothing, letting the internet argue itself into exhaustion. That silence was louder than any statement, and by the second day, the narrative began to shift. People started asking if the whole thing was part of a larger setup, a publicity play gone wrong. The idea that anyone could orchestrate something this messy on purpose was wild. But the longer Yandy stayed silent, the more it started to make sense. By the third day, the situation had grown into something much larger than gossip, and even people who had no connection to the show were now invested as if it were a national scandal. News pages disguised as entertainment blogs began publishing their own investigations, quoting unnamed insiders who claimed there were secret recordings stored on a production hard drive. Fans camped on social media waiting for TashaK's next post like it was a courtroom verdict. Then, without warning, she dropped another video, this one promising the final piece of the puzzle. She began with a slow grin, holding a stack of papers she said came from a whistleblower within the studio. The document, she claimed, proved that the so-called missing promotional funds were part of a side deal between Kirk and a third party that Yandy had quietly helped negotiate. The internet lost its mind. Comments poured in accusing Yandy of betrayal, calling Kirk corrupt, demanding Rasheeda speak. Within hours, Rasheeda finally appeared on her own live stream, eyes red, voice shaking but determined. She denied the money story, denied any secret arrangement. But her calm slipped when someone asked if she still trusted Yandy. She paused too long and the silence answered for her. Clips from that moment spread everywhere, edited into dramatic slow motion with captions about loyalty and deceit. Production was thrown into panic mode. Some claimed legal teams were meeting to decide what could be aired. Others said the reunion shoot might be postponed altogether. Crew members leaked whispers about heated phone calls and cast members refusing to film together. The mess had reached a point where even Mona herself had to intervene, reportedly calling both Yandy and Rasheeda to remind them of their contracts and warning that real lawsuits could follow if defamation claims kept flying. Yet the threat of lawyers only added more fuel. People began speculating about who might testify if this ever reached court. Random Twitter accounts claimed to have screenshots, voice notes, even tax filings. It was impossible to tell what was real anymore, but the illusion of proof was powerful enough to keep the chaos alive. Yandy finally broke her silence through a single post, a black screen with white text that read, "Truth needs no defense." It was vague, controlled, and exactly what fans needed to spiral again. Some took it as confidence, others as confession. Meanwhile, production insiders hinted that reunion taping had resumed under strict secrecy. No phones allowed, full security at the doors. What actually happened on that set remains a mystery, but rumor says Rasheeda arrived in tears and left without saying goodbye. The episode still hasn't aired, but the internet doesn't need cameras anymore. It has already written its own version of the truth. One where loyalty is currency, silence is strategy, and every friendship is one confession away from collapse, and that, my friends, is where the story stands for now. The cameras may have stopped, but the questions are louder than ever. Did Yandy really mastermind a plan to protect her image? Or was she just caught in the crossfire of reality television's cruel spotlight? Did Rasheeda lose a friend or uncover a rival? And what role did TashaK truly play in this storm? Was she the messenger or the spark that set everything ablaze? One thing is clear. In this world, truth and performance are twins that look identical on camera. As this saga keeps unfolding, we'll be right here digging deeper, questioning everything, and keeping the spotlight exactly where it belongs. So before you scroll away, hit that like button if you live for the truth behind the glitter. Drop your theories in the comments because we read them all. And make sure to subscribe to BuzzVault, where every secret eventually finds its sound. Turn on those notifications because the next chapter is already brewing. And trust me, you do not want to miss what comes next. This is BuzzVault, signing off where the drama never sleeps and the receipts never rest.